What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Revolutionary Talk. We're on to episode 5 in the meditation series.
High five, everybody.
Yes.
We made it. Let's go.
So, the first 4 kind of led up to this, where the next 4 we're going to dig into the types of meditation. So, you all can listen, learn which area you would like to explore of meditation, and we're starting with yoga-based meditation in this one.
Yoga-based meditation. I think this is a really cool method, and it's so simple. And ironically, Kristen went through it before I did, but most recently in yoga teacher training, this type of meditation, you simply just sit there and not think for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, and then go more in depth. I mean, you have more of an experience with it than I do, but run them through the whole process of what they did in yoga teacher training with us.
In yoga teacher training, so you probably, obviously more recent for you, experience going into yoga training where you're just doing like a couple minutes at a time, right? Is that how you, so focusing a couple minutes, just being silent, closing down your eyes, sitting upright, maybe with your legs folded, maybe not, but trying not to lay horizontal, try not laying back.
I don't
Even
know
if you're sitting up against the wall.
I don't know if I agree with that, but go on. We'll get to that.
Well, I say that because, our mentor I tried. Nope, she would come by and, nudge you to push up and forward, like so you're sitting back up on your butt and sitting up straight. But it helps to align all the energy centers of the body too, when you're thinking about that. But closing down your eyes and just spending a few minutes and then focusing on your breath.
And I think something that we learned in that all these other types of meditations have expectations, right? Like they tell you like you're gonna have these magical experiences and it's gonna be like out of this world. Like that method, I think Sue really hit it well for us with no expectations. You're simply sitting there with your eyes closed, not thinking. Yep. And all you're doing is focusing on it. And this is something that I think I missed in the other stuff was in and out through your nose. So as soon as your brain starts pulling in thoughts, oh, hold on a second. Thank you for coming in, but I'm going to go back to that cool sensation in, warm sensation out. And it's so simple.
Yeah.
I think anybody can really pick it up.
Yeah, and we're breathing, all day throughout the day. Obviously, we have to live. We have to breathe to live. And so what meditating does is helps us focus in on those very small things that we're just completely looking over every single day and just becoming more aware of our surroundings and especially more aware with our own bodies.
And I noticed that that's something I would share with a lot of people too is whenever I meditate, the redundancy of thoughts that come in. Because I don't think Sue really poked at that, but essentially when I clear my mind, I'll get intuitive thoughts that come in, but I'll be like, I'll kind of shoo them away or like, thank you for coming in, you can go now. And then, but if they keep coming in, I refer to that as very intuitive, but then over like a week, if the same thought came in every day, that's kind of like the universe to me saying like, hey, here's a really good idea for you,
Yeah.
Do you have that same experience?
Absolutely. Or just a general pull of if there's something that is coming about where I need to make a decision, I feel a general pull in a direction one way or another on what step I need to take next.
When through the process, I want to pick your brain here because I want to hear your experiences with this. How long? So essentially, I've done it every day since January 15th when we started. How long did you go consistent with it, and when did you kind of find it like being beneficial and really? Did you see anything happening with your life versus? Generally, like what did you have the aha moment with it? Is what I'm poking at, I guess.
Ooh, the aha moment. So I've had probably a few different ones, but the big ones that I've had, honestly, one of the biggest moments I had was early on, 10 years ago, actually, to this day, just about. We were finishing up massage therapy school, and I remember one of our teachers who specifically loved to teach about Eastern medicine and meditation, and so we went through this. It wasn't a guided meditation so much. I mean, he helped to guide us into it, but ultimately it was playing a sound track, basically, or like an instrument on, a recording. And in that moment of those few minutes, however long it ended up being, I literally remember hearing this really beautiful tone. Like, I think it was Om. Like, it was just that Like we were right there. Nobody else heard it, but it was
That's
just
cool.
in my own.
And then have you re-experienced that?
I have
Okay.
kind of, not so much on the sound necessarily, but actually just this last week when we were doing the sound bath meditation, I got into this state where I was just like we were describing, crisscross and then sitting up straight, hands on my lap, and I was just kind of using the wall as support and was in that position for an hour straight.
Wow.
As these vibes were playing, and I'm sitting underneath, the really big, awesome speakers that Dre has. And so having that ability to, I didn't think I was going to be able to sit there for an entire hour without moving once.
Yeah.
And when you have those times, those moments when you're just like, there's like an itch on your finger or on your face, and you're like,
those are the times.
and so they're like thoughts that come into your mind. And so I remember Sue teaching us, like, if you feel those kind of sensations, again, acknowledge it, but let it go. Don't react to it.
Oh, it's funny.
And that is so hard as human beings.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you touched on that too, because like say Saturday yoga teacher training, I was like, I've had everything in life has been really great lately, but I just had this, my brain was all over the place. Like I had monkey brain, which is just like, woo, and we're meditating, and normally I can go 30 minutes, no problem, and get in my sweet spot in about 5 minutes. I'm like I found every possible thing that I could touch and itch and scratch, and I'm like repositioning, and I'm like, who am I? What am I doing? But then on Sunday, I don't think I moved for 30 minutes and was in the sweetest spot possible. And it's even as like doing 4 months in on this, like still having those issues.
Yeah.
But it's like you said, some days you're in that sweet spot and you're like, I don't want to move. And then other days you're like, get me the heck out of here. I'm ready. Has it been 30 minutes?
Yeah, and like anything else, I think it's just consistency. Consistency is key. So don't beat yourself up if you can't meditate one day for an hour, but then you give yourself 5 minutes instead, and that's all you get. That's better than nothing.
Real quick, can I touch on something too?
Yeah.
Laying down versus sitting up. So essentially, when I lay down, I'm more clairvoyant and can see more because I feel like I'm less worried about sitting up. Because if I get into that really deep spot, I'm there.
Makes sense.
As like this I was really tired on Saturday, and I'd feel myself getting into my deep spot, but then I'd also lose and like catch myself falling asleep. But I think there's that happy medium between that spot of where you're asleep and awake.
I'd agree to that. Yeah.
That's where I'm like, almost like I'll fight Sue a little bit and be like, let us lay down once, because it's just like the visuals are insane, but I wonder like what the difference is.
Tourist ways.
Yeah, no, for sure. Stubborn, stuck in that, but no. What do you ever lay down versus sitting up?
Absolutely. I was practicing it yesterday, actually.
And which one is your greater preference?
Depends on what I'm doing.
Okay. No, I'm glad you said it like that.
It really is, yeah.
Because I think a stigma is you have to do it a certain way, no matter what meditation. But it's like create your own. Like even though Sue has it sitting, and I've learned to appreciate it, my preference is laying down.
Well, and I would argue some people can meditate essentially right, like in this kind of moment. Like you can be present right here, but then you're connecting with.
Yeah.
So it's like you don't never know who's doing that. So yeah, you're right. You don't have to just be in one place or positioned in one certain way.
Yeah, make it personal.
I definitely think it's like a creative, make it personal. Yeah.
Boom! I like that. Create it.
Woo! Create your space.
All right, let's bring Brady back here.
Well, I'm glad we're able to get past the meditation drama and move this forward. I mean, I'm sure everybody out there is stressed about this, but try what works for you. I love hearing that. So hearing you two go through it, I mean, a couple of the things that seemed really appealing to me were how you can go into it with no expectations, which is, it just seems so simple too, but it's just like whatever comes to mind is meant to come to mind. And
right.
I think that's the power of it personally, because if I have a clear mind and like I said, this thing keeps coming in, like it must have some relevance because if I'm not creating it, where's it coming from? Or if it's subconsciously there, what's it poking me towards? And it always has like a great relevance.
But then you do sometimes you want to go into your meditation with that intention of whatever that is. So.
But I'm glad. It's almost like the intention of being open to what's coming into you is almost what I do. Like,
well, that's the intention. Yeah.
I almost create the intention sometimes of, I'm connecting myself to the universe, to the spiritual realm. May any communication come in for myself or for others that'll help us get, further along our journey or move forward through any obstacles or challenges that are hindering our progress.
Yeah.
And it's become a very clean intention, but it's broadly specific.
Yeah.
And it
works
every time. I always get messages like, I'll send you something and be like, hey, by the way, bing. It's cool.
Truth.
Yeah.
It's powerful.
Yeah, that's super interesting. And I like that it can be very personalized as opposed to, I feel like some other meditations have to be very structured in this
For sure.
certain way. So, I mean, that's something that's really appealing to me. Do we have any essential oils that would help us with yoga meditation?
Frankincense? Okay. Chris picked up frankincense.
Yeah, this is my baby whenever we meditate. So frankincense makes my third eye, I channel.
Pop.
Which is I stop thinking and I just start saying stuff that makes no sense to me. And if you ask me what it is, I can't write it down.
Wow.
It puts me in the weirdest state possible, but it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Just get that away from me otherwise.
Why?
I'll start channeling on here. We don't want that. Oh.
Get a little sidetrack. I'll take a whiff here.
Yeah, frankincense is amazing. Peace and calming. I need to get some more of that. That's
Yeah,
actually
peace
one
and
of my
calming,
favorites.
obviously, like
I like
its
it.
name, help to peace and calm. I mean,
Yeah, no, I love that smell.
but frankincense helps to really oxygenate your brain.
I don't know if we've covered it before. What is your favorite meditation oil across the board?
Ooh.
I know we covered we all had our
Well.
plethora of ones we choose.
Mm-hmm. I really love Idaho blue spruce and black spruce, Northern Lights black spruce. These are thought of to they have done tests with essential oils that they can measure the frequency or the electricity that's inside or that's within these bottles, these oils.
Ooh, that stinks.
Oh,
I know, I need it. What is that for? Grounding energy? I probably need to ground. I've been very Vata lately.
The trees are very protective, but then they're very meditative too. And
Yeah,
so
I need to
Idaho blue
meditation.
spruce and probably black spruce too have really high frequencies that
Beautiful.
send you up a little bit more. And so combining those maybe with some lavender for the calming effects, yeah, it's great.
Not my cup of tea today.
That's hilarious. No, I like the earthy smelling.
Yes, it's like if you needed to have an escape to the mountains somewhere,
Yep.
diffuse that, put it on.
Bingo.
It's like
Love
going
it.
back to Colorado.
Ooh. Might have just gone there.
So this is a really good one. I feel like we got so much out of this. Any final tips getting into yoga meditation?
Final tips, just don't think, just do. I mean, that's the simplest way, which is the hardest thing in the world, but it's that simple. Just focus on your breath in and out through your nose.
Yeah, and not reacting.
Not reacting.
It's probably easier said than done, but
Right.
it's beneficial once you get there. So
Yes.
appreciate everybody watching. Stay tuned for next week and our 6th episode in the meditation series.
Bye.